my name is Sheila. On behalf of the Essentially Tour Agency, I'd like to welcome you all to Halsingland, Sweden. I am your tour guide and I will support you during the tour. I promise you will be going to enjoy your tour here in Halsingland, Sweden. Before we proceed to our tour, I want you to know the history of Halsingland, Sweden. 7 timber houses are listed in the site located in the east of Sweden, representing the zenith of a region timber building tradition that dates back to the Middle Ages. They reflect the prosperity of independent farmers who in the 19th century used their wealth to build substantial new homes with elaborately decorated ancillary houses or suites of rooms reserved for festivities. The paintings represent a fusion of folk art with a style favored by the landed genre of the time, including Baroque and Rococo. Decorated by painters including known and unknown itinerant artists, the listed prosperity represent the final flowering of a long culture tradition. I will tour you to one of UNESCO World Heritage Site. So, what makes Halsingland listed to UNESCO? Halsingland listed under the Criterion 5, the large impressive farmhouses of Halsingland with their highly decorative rooms for festivities reflect an extraordinary combination of timber building and folk art traditions, the wealth and social status of independent farmers who built them, and the final flowering of a long cultural tradition in Halsingland. Without further ado, let's start our tour. The 7 farmhouses contributed strongly to the overall outstanding universal value of the prosperity in terms of displaying highly decorated festivities rooms in timber buildings within an overall farmstead and within an open landscape that reflects its agrarian origins. Also, each farmstead reflects slightly different aspects of the way farmhouses incorporated rooms for festivities and the types of decorations that were applied by different artists. Together, the 7 sites display all the attributes of outstanding universal value. All the farmhouses have been selected to show the relationship between the festivities rooms and the rest of the farmstead, for their good state of preservation and for the ability to display the full range of responses in architectural and decorative terms. Together, the 7 components can be said to include all attributes necessary to convey fully and truthfully outstanding universal value. The repairs and restoration of individual elements have been undertaken by skilled professionals using mostly traditional materials and techniques. The exception is the roofing of farmhouses and farm buildings with traditional roofing. The exception is roofing or farmhouses and farm buildings where traditional roofing materials have been replaced by more modern materials in order to ensure the protection of the decorative rooms. In a very few cases, wall decoration has been reconstructed, but these do not relate to the key rooms decorated between 1800 and 1870. All components of the property are protected as cultural heritage buildings under the Cultural Heritage Act 1988, and this ensures protection of the fabric and decorated interiors. All but one of the components of the property are in private ownership. There is thus a high reliance on private owners having the resources and competencies to carry out maintenance, ongoing conservation of buildings, and to keep agricultural practices alive in the surrounding farmland. As there is a long-standing tradition of local craftsmanship in Halsingland, this traditional protection currently works well. The value of the 7 houses is conveyed by the smallest details of the decorated interiors. Although the state of conservation of the decoration is currently good, there is a need to benchmark what is there now and to document conservation history for each of the houses to underpin future monitoring. The greatest threat to the 7 components of the property is fire, and there is an urgent need for fire protection policies to be in place for all components. Within the context of overall emergency responses policies, this process has now been started and will enacted during 2012. So, our tour has officially ended. I hope you enjoyed and had fun. And don't forget to tag me in your photos. This has been your tour guide, Sheila. I hope to see you soon. Have a safe trip. Thank you.